Hi everyone, I'm Richard.
And I'm Angela.
Today we're going to talk about travel sickness again. Yesterday we talked about altitude sickness.
When you're too high up a mountain and you don't get enough oxygen.
And you will feel, usually you feel dizzy, feel like throwing up when you're in the mountains.
But today we're talking about motion sickness, or where you get car sick or seasick. If you're on land, you get car sick, and if you're on a boat, you get seasick.
对，我们今天呢就要来谈论继续前一天的话题，讲到了上次是讲到高山的时候，高山症。今天讲到的这个是 motion sickness。motion 那个字呢，就是动作、行动。当你在行动的时候感到这种晕眩的状态啊，譬如说晕车、晕船，都叫做 motion sickness。OK， 当中的 car sick。或者是这个什么 sick 呢
？Seasick。
对，
You get sick from the sea.
对，在海上晕船就叫 seasick， 在这个路上晕车叫 car sick。Okay?
We usually don't say motion sickness. That's the way you say it. But most people, when they're talking, will just say car sick.
对，一般的这个情况当中呢，我们日常生活中就只讲 car sick 跟 seasick。那个 motion sickness 是比较 formal 的一个用法了。
It's totally correct, but people don't normally say that.
Okay, so let's listen to our first dialogue, which is dialogue C.
The dialogue 情境对话
I don't feel good. I really want to get off this ship.
How is that possible? We're just about an hour or so out of port.
I know, but my head hurts. I'm sweating a lot. And I've just thrown up my breakfast.
Hold on a second. Didn't you take the seasickness medicine like I told you?
I was planning on it, but I didn't get around to it before we got on the cruise ship.
Are you alright, ma'am? Do you need any medical assistance?
I think at this moment, I really need a bucket.
A bucket? May I ask what you need that for?
This.
The explanation 内文讲解
So when we start, Nancy and Tony are on the deck of a cruise ship. Now, deck is just the fancy way for saying floor. If you're in a building, you say it's on what floor? A floor, like first floor, second floor. When you're on a ship, you say deck. And so like the deck A, deck B, that's how it's usually said. A cruise ship is a fancy ship that's like basically a hotel in a boat.
And there's a swimming pool or place to...
There's like sometimes 6 restaurants.
6 restaurants.
And like different kind of sports you can do. And they go traveling around to different places. So you sleep on the boat and during the day you can go see different cities.
Right.
Yeah.
好，我们这里看到 Nancy 跟 Tony 呢 are on the deck of a cruise ship. OK， 他们在这个游轮的一个甲板上面。我们看到 cruise ship 就是游轮。
Now Nancy says, "Oh, I don't feel good." That's actually wrong. When we were kids, my mother would be like, "You say you don't feel well."
Oh,
if you don't feel good, it means you don't know how to feel. But it's changed. Everyone says, "I don't feel good" now, despite our mothers.
好，所以一开始这一句呢，他说 "Oh, I don't feel good"。在这里呢，一般我们如果说这个年长一辈的会纠正说 "I don't feel well" 才对 ，OK。但是现在随着时间的这个演进，语言呢慢慢演进成大家都说 "I don't feel good"。
So she says, "I really want to get off this ship." To get off a ship means to leave the ship. Now, you get off buses, you get off airplanes. get off ships, you get off trains, but you get out of a car. You don't get off a car because in a car you're sitting. Every other one you can stand on a boat, you can stand on a train. So you get off. But a car you have to get out.
这是很棒的一个点哦。他说 I really want to get off this ship。好，如果说呢，你这个在一个交通工具上面，你可以自由的行走，譬如像火车啦、飞机啦、船啊这些的，这个时候呢，你上去就要用 get on， 下来就是用 get off。那如果是你没办法在上面自由行走的，像是汽车、计程车，上车就用 get into， 下来就是 get out of。所以我们说 get out of the car 就是下车这样子。
But it's tricky because a motorcycle, you're not in the motorcycle. So you still get off or on a motorcycle.
对，那这个摩托车的话也是用 get on 或是 get off， 因为它是上去跟下来这样子。
English is a little bit annoying sometimes, right? Anyways, how is that possible? That's what Tony says. He's like, wait, why do you want to leave the ship? How is that possible? No, let's not do that. We're just an hour or so out of port. You can't leave the ship. We've already left the port. And the port is basically where you park a ship.
好，所以下一句呢，他就说 How is that possible？ 那怎么可能呢 ？We are just about an hour or so out of port. OK， 我们只是这个才刚离开这个港口，怎么样呢？大约1个小时左右的时间而已。
And Nancy says, I know I can't really leave the ship, but my head hurts, I'm sweating a lot, and I've just thrown up my breakfast. Thrown up is how you say vomit. Vomit, in Chinese.
呕吐。
If you sweat a lot, it means that you're...
流汗。
Yeah.
OK， 所以呢，这里我们看到他说了 I know, but my head hurts. 我的头痛。I'm sweating a lot. 我呢一直流汗 and I've just thrown up my breakfast. 我呢刚才把我的这个早餐都吐出来了。
So she's on a trip and she's not feeling too good. I feel bad for her. But Tony says, hold on a second. Hold on means wait. Like, wait a minute. Didn't you take the seasickness medicine like I told you? If you take medicine, it means that you
take medication.
So you have a pill or you drink some liquid. And a seasickness medicine is something that helps you not get sick, helps you not get motion sick. And he's like, didn't I tell you that you should take this?
好，所以这里呢，他就接下来讲了，他说 Hold on a second，OK， 在这里 Hold on 是指等一下，等于 wait 或者是 hang on。OK， 这个等一下，稍待片刻。A second 它不是真的要他等1秒，在这里的 Hold on a second 就是指等一下的意思。Didn't you take the seasickness medicine like I told you？OK， 你没有照我这样子讲的方式来服用这个晕船药吗？我们注意到吃药的时候吃不能用 eat， 一定要使用动词 take， 所以 take medicine，take a pill，OK， 吃药或者吃药丸 ，pill 那个字是药丸 ，OK， 都要用动词 take。
And Nancy said, I was planning on it. I meant to do it. That was what I was going to do, but I didn't get around to it. I forgot about it before we got on the cruise ship because there's a lot going on, you have to remember your luggage and remember your ticket. She forgot to take her medicine.
很棒，我们刚刚听到一个字叫 luggage， 你上船上飞机的时候都有行李，行李那个字叫 luggage， 集合名词不可数，所以呢，我们说一件行李 a piece of luggage。然后一些行李 some luggage 这样子。
But it's easier to say a bag than a piece of luggage.
Yeah,
Do you have one bag or two?
所以呢，如果你要讲比较简单，就用可数名词 bag 袋子这样。好，我们在这里看到他说 I was planning on it， 我计划这么做，我当时计划这么做。OK，but I didn't get around to it。在这里 get around to something，OK， 或者是 doing something 是指有空从事什么事情。我们造个例句。I hope to get around to answering your letter tomorrow.
You better do it.
Right, better do it right now, right?
Exactly.
但是我们这个例句当中的意思是我希望明天能够抽出空来回你的信，有空从事什么事情。好，所以这里他说 But I didn't get around to it， 我并没有空来做这件事情。Before we got on the cruise ship， 在我上船前，我没有空来吃药了。
So, as they're talking about this, a member of the ship's staff approaches them. If you approach somebody, you go up to them or they come up to you. And now, a member of the staff, I just want you to know staff is not one person, it's a group of people.
Good
so, you
point.
can't say a staff unless you mean a group of people. So, it's a little bit of a pain. You have to say a member of the staff came up to them.
很好，我们在这里看到了 approach a member of the ship's staff approaches them。第一个重点这个 member，staff 这个字呢，集合名词不可数，表示职员。所以你如果讲说一个职员，你叫做 a staff member，OK，或者是 a member of the staff，千万不能用直接加一个 a staff 是不对的。
Unless you mean a group.
对，好，所以呢，在这里我们要说 a staff member 一个职员，所以呢，我们在这里接下来讲说 approaches 就是等于 goes up to 的意思。我们刚刚听到了这个片语 go up to 就等于 approach somebody。
And the staff member says, "Are you all right, ma'am?" And ma'am is an appropriate way, is a good way to talk to a woman that you don't know. It's polite. You call somebody ma'am or sir if they're a boy, a man, I mean. So he says, "Are you all right, ma'am? Are you okay? Do you need any medical assistance?" Now, medical assistance is a fancy way of saying, do you need some medicine? Do you need some help? Are you sick?
好，接下来他说 Are you alright, ma'am？ 的一个对女士尊称的说法，你还好吗 ？Do you need any medical assistance？ 你需要任何的协助吗 ？Assistance 就是协助，就等于 help。这个字来自于动词 assist， 我们常用 assist somebody in doing something。OK 来协助帮助某人做什么事情。譬如我们说 I assisted John in getting his research published。OK， 我协助约翰发表他的研究。那另外呢，这个 assistance 有个用法就是 come to one's assistance， 前往帮助某人了。OK。
And in this case, she says, "Yes, I do. At this moment, I really need a bucket." And this is making me laugh because he was thinking medicine, doctor, and he's like, "Bucket?
Bucket? OK.
A bucket? What's a bucket?"
水桶。
Why would you need a bucket?
对，这里呢，他就说 I think at this moment 我需要一个，在此刻呢 at this moment 就是此刻，我需要一个水桶。
And he's like, "Huh? A bucket? May I ask what you need that for?" It's a very polite way to say. He could have just said, "What for?" But he said it very formally. May I ask what you need that for?
OK， 我们刚刚听到 what for 其实就等于 why 的意思啦，所以这边他用比较礼貌的说法 May I ask what you need that for？ 其实就等于 what for， 不过这么问，现在这样问是比较礼貌的。你为什么需要？我可以问一下原因吗？
And she goes, "This," and then she throws up.
OK，
So, like, what do you need that for? This, blah.
OK， 所以这里呢，接着他马上就呕吐，原来这就是他需要水桶的原因。
She demonstrated it. She showed him instead of telling him.
Okay, so let's listen to Dialogue D.
The dialogue 情境对话
I'm so sorry about that, but my wife is really seasick.
One way to stop the effects is to focus on the horizon.
That's what I've been trying to do for the last half hour. But it's not working at all.
Is there anything you can do for her?
Yes, since staying out on deck is not helping, I suggest going back to your cabin and having your wife lie down with her eyes closed.
How is that going to help?
By closing your eyes, you stop them from telling your brain that you're not seeing any movement when your body actually senses it.
That seems to make sense. Come on, honey. I'll take you back to our cabin.
I guess I have no choice but to ride this out.
The explanation 内文讲解
So so dialogue D starts off right after dialogue C. She's just thrown up right in front of the poor staff member. And she says, or he says, I'm so sorry about that. I'm really sorry that you just had to watch her throw up. I'm sorry, but my wife is really seasick. So when he says but, you know he's going to explain why he's sorry. I'm sorry, but explanation.
Right. OK， 所以在这里呢，她这个丈夫就讲了 ，I'm so sorry about that， 我很抱歉啦 ，but my wife is really seasick。在这里的 seasick 是形容词啊，它就是晕船的。我很抱歉，但是我的妻子真的是晕船了。
And the staff member says, one way that you can do this, a way to do this, is to focus on the horizon. So you look at the horizon, not look at the deck, which is moving back and forth, but look at something that's stable.
好 ，one way to stop the effects， 就是要阻挡结束这样的一个效果。什么样的效果呢？也就是晕船的效果。is to focus on the horizon， 盯住，你要专注于 focus on 就是专注于这个海平面，这个整个海平线这样子 horizon。
And Nancy says, that's what I've been trying to do. Like, I've been doing that for the last half hour. I've already spent a half an hour looking at the horizon. But it's not working at all. I like this word working. It's very useful. It means it's not happening or it's not successful. If something works, it's successful. If it doesn't work, it's not successful.
So when you feel like throwing up, sometimes it's not enough for you just to
Look at the
horizon.
Yeah, I don't know how to stop from throwing up. I have no advice for you.
好，所以呢，这一句他就是说了 ，That's what I have been trying to do for the last half hour。在过去半个小时以来呢，我一直都在做这件事。注意到这里的重点 ，for the last half hour 或是 over the last half hour， 在过去多久时间以来，我一直在做什么事？只要遇到这样子的情况，就是一定要使用现在完成式或现在完成进行式。所以这里呢。因为有这个 over 或者是 for the last half hour 过去半小时以来，所以要使用 I have been trying. Okay, but it's not working at all. 一点都不奏效。
So, is there anything you can do for her? He says. Is there another way to help her?
好，他就说那有没有其他的方式可以帮助她呢？
And the guy said, yes, because staying out on deck, staying out on the surface of the ship is not helping, I suggest going back to your cabin. What you can do is go back to your cabin and have your wife lie down. So lie down on her bed with her eyes closed.
好，所以呢，在这里他提出建议了。他说 since 这边表示因为呢 staying out on deck is not helping。既然呢这个你待在这个甲板上没有帮助 ，I suggest 这个字是建议，我们后面要加动名词 ，OK？ 建议从事什么事情？譬如我们说 My girlfriend suggested staying in rather than going out。我的女朋友建议待在家里，不要外出。OK， 所以在这里后面要加 VING。I suggest going back， 这个 going 就是这样子来的。OK， 我建议呢 going back to your cabin and having your wife lie down。OK， 就是回到你的这个船舱里面就是在这边是他们 the place where they sleep, right?
The cabin is your room. A room is in a hotel. A cabin is in a ship.
对，在船上的这种睡觉的地方就叫 cabin。OK， 然后叫你的太太呢躺下。这里的 have 是实义动词叫的意思，后面要 have somebody do something。OK， 所以 having your wife lie down 躺下来 with her eyes closed。OK， 这里这个情状介词 with 很重要。OK，with 就表示后面一个什么样的情况，她的眼睛是闭上的 with her eyes closed。
And her husband's like, how is that going to help? Why is this a thing that will work?
然后接下来他就问了 How is that going to help? 这样有什么帮助呢？
And the staff member says, by closing your eyes, you stop your eyes from telling your brain that you are not seeing any movement when your body actually senses it. What he's saying is, when your body feels like you're moving, but the room seems like there's no movement, there's a problem, and that's why you feel sick.
Oh.
So what you have to do is close your eyes, then you just feel the movement, and you don't have this problem.
Just feel the movement. Tell your brain that there is no movement.
No, tell your brain that there is
There
movement.
is movement.
Even though your eyes think there is no movement, because inside a room, the room is moving with the ship.
Oh.
And you're moving with the room, so it looks like there's no problem, but your body feels the problem, and this conflict is why you get seasick.
OK， 所以在这里呢，他说到by closing your eyes， 藉由闭起你的眼睛呢 ，you stop them from telling your brain， 你阻止什么？我们看 stop somebody from doing something， 就是阻止你的这个眼睛呢，告诉你的这个头脑 that you are not seeing any movement。OK， when your body actually senses it。当然，你在这个眼睛睁开的时候，你会感觉到这样子一个晃动 ，OK， 所以你会感觉到晕船。但如果当你眼睛闭起来的时候，你感觉，你真的感觉到这样晃动，那跟你眼睛张开的时候，你反而觉得说，好像没有晃动，但其实是有晃动的，这样子你就会晕船。但如果你把眼睛闭起来你就是说，这真的是有晃动，那你反而不会晕船了。
He says that seems to make sense. Like, oh, I can understand how that works. So, come on, honey. Come on is a way of saying, hey, come with me. Come on, come along, I think it's what it's from. Come on, honey, I'll take you back to our cabin. I'll take you back to our room, and maybe you'll feel better.
OK， 所以呢，这里我们看到 that seems to make sense。make sense 就是有意义、合理啦。OK， 所以那听起来还蛮合乎道理的。OK， 接下来他说 ，Come on, honey, I will take you back to our cabin。我带你回我们的船舱，我们的这个舱房。
And she says, I guess I have no choice but to ride this out. If you've got no choice but to do something, it means, I guess I have to do this. And she has to ride this out. It means you can't stop doing it, so you just have to try to go through it and survive somehow.
Yeah, and it's a play on word.
Oh, because you're riding the boat. So you're riding the boat, you're riding this out to the end.
好，所以我们看到他说，我猜呢 ，I have no choice but to have no choice but to， 这是一个句型后面加原形动词就等于 have no option but to， 或是 have no alternative but to， 除了什么之外别无选择。譬如我们说 ，You have no choice but to listen to Bill because he is the boss。你除了听这个比尔的话，别无选择，因为他是老板。OK， 接下来呢，我们看到I have no choice but to write this out. Write something out 就是安然度过了，度过一个难关这样子。譬如我们说 The boss is confident that we can ride out this financial crisis.
So that's all we have for you about motion sickness.
Right.
But
OK.
Hope you don't get car sick or seasick in the future because it's not that much fun.
Not much fun. All right, see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Words and phrases 单字片语
Number 1. Sweat. The heat in the kitchen made John sweat.
Number 2. Hold on. Hold on while I get my purse.
Number 3. Plan on. We are planning on visiting Italy this fall.
Number 4. Focus on. The guest speaker focused on global warming.
Number 5. Not something at all. I'm not afraid of buying things online at all.
Number 6. Lie down. Anne went to lie down because she was tired.
Number 7. Make sense. This sentence doesn't make any sense.
Number 8. Ride something out. Ride out something. Kevin prepared enough firewood to ride out the long winter.
Extra words.
Number 1. Deck.
Number 2. Cruise ship.
Number 3. Port.
Number 4. Seasickness.
Number 5. Bucket.
Number 6. Horizon.
Number 7. Cabin.
Number 8. Come on. Come on.
The dialogue 情境对话。
I don't feel good. I really want to get off this ship.
How is that possible? We're just about an hour or so out of port.
I know, but my head hurts. I'm sweating a lot. And I've just thrown up my breakfast.
Hold on a second. Didn't you take the seasickness medicine like I told you?
I was planning on it, but I didn't get around to it before we got on the cruise ship.
Are you alright, ma'am? Do you need any medical assistance?
I think at this moment, I really need a bucket.
A bucket? May I ask what you need that for?
This.
I'm so sorry about that, but my wife is really seasick.
One way to stop the effects is to focus on the horizon.
That's what I've been trying to do for the last half hour. But it's not working at all.
Is there anything you can do for her?
Yes, since staying out on deck is not helping, I suggest going back to your cabin and having your wife lie down with her eyes closed.
How is that going to help?
By closing your eyes, you stop them from telling your brain that you're not seeing any movement when your body actually senses it.
That seems to make sense. Come on, honey. I'll take you back to our cabin.
I guess I have no choice but to ride this out.
Just for fun. 趣味英文 A doctor, a lawyer, a little boy, and a priest were out for a Sunday afternoon flight on a small private plane. Suddenly, the plane developed engine trouble. As the plane quickly started to fall, the pilot yelled to the passengers that they had better jump and bail out. Unfortunately, there were only 3 parachutes remaining. The doctor grabbed one and said, I am a doctor. I save lives, and I must live. He jumped out. The lawyer then said, I am a lawyer, and lawyers are the smartest people in the world. I deserve to live. He also grabbed a parachute and jumped. The priest looked at the little boy and said, My son, I have lived a long and full life. You are young and have your whole life ahead of you. Take the last parachute and live in peace. The little boy handed the parachute back to the priest and said, Don't worry, father. The smartest person in the world just jumped with my backpack. 今天这则幽默的短片是有关于一位医师、一位律师、小男孩与神父乘坐飞机共同出游。旅游中因为飞机引擎的问题而被迫跳伞逃命，结果自恃骄傲的律师觉得自己是世界上最聪明的人种，理所当然觉得自己应该抢先得到逃命的机会，却聪明反被聪明误的拿到像看似降落伞一样的背包而跳下飞机一命呜呼。Well， 自私自利总有一天没有好的下场。小男孩反而还冷静大方的不自私，将自己的降落伞给了神父。这一则的寓意在幽默的故事背后中警示人们要尽量的利他，行善为上策哦。希望大家都会喜欢，祝你们快乐学习，我们下次见喽，拜。